Welcome to the 7 Days of Calm, a free mindfulness program designed to bring more calm, clarity, and joy into your life. Maybe you've joined us because you're looking for a way to lessen the stress and anxiety you feel on a day-to-day basis. Perhaps you'd like to improve your health and enjoy a more restful sleep. For many of us, these are difficult goals to attain because we're experiencing more stress and anxiety than ever before. We experience daily pressure to succeed, and we're self-critical when we don't. We rush around in the daily grind of life, and then at the end of the day, fall into bed exhausted, waiting for weekends to come around. When they do, we spend our time racing the clock, stressed about what we didn't achieve or what's next on our plate. This common day-to-day overwhelm is why millions of people are flocking to mindfulness, including business leaders, sports teams, and students. This amazing practice offers us the ability to wake up, pay attention, and become present so we can get the most out of our lives. It teaches us all kinds of new things, like how to more calmly respond to situations and recognize our unhealthy habits. It also helps us become more tolerant, less judgmental, and kinder to ourselves and others. A 2011 Harvard study showed that participating in a mindfulness meditation program made measurable changes in brain regions associated with memory, sense of self, empathy, and stress. So, the question is, how do we start practicing it? The best way to understand and develop mindfulness is through meditation. It's a universal practice that has nothing to do with organized religion or dogma of any kind. It can be done by anyone at any time in any place. So, ready to get started? For our first practice, we'll do a breathing meditation to concentrate the mind. Find a quiet place to sit where you won't be disturbed. Sit with a straight back on a cushion or chair in a position that feels comfortable, and close your eyes. Rest your hands gently on your knees or cup them softly in your lap. Keep your upper body straight, tall like a mountain. The chest is soft. Let there be a soft smile in the corner of your lips, and bring your attention to the tip of the tongue, letting it fall, relaxed. Let your body rest easily and breathe gently. As you allow your body to become still, become aware of your breath as it comes into your body and as it leaves your body. Focus on the rising of your belly on the inhale and the fall on the exhale. If you find it easier to focus on the breath as it enters your nose or diaphragm, that's fine as well. Pay attention to wherever the breath feels strongest and is easiest to follow. Keep the rhythm of your breathing natural, not trying to change it in any way, just being aware of it. If you need help steadying your mind, you can try counting rhythmically, counting 1 on the in-breath and 2 on the out-breath. 1 on the in-breath and 2 on the out-breath. Now I'll let you stay with the breath on your own for a moment. Observe it without anticipating it. Let it guide the way. You'll find from time to time your mind will wander off into worries, distractions, or thoughts of the past or future. When you notice you're no longer focused on your breathing, without holding any judgment, gently bring your focus back to the breath. Allow your thoughts to appear, then let them float away like clouds crossing the sky. Just keep returning to the breath over and over, breathing in and out. It's common to find sitting in stillness difficult at first due to our constant inner chatter. As you sit, you'll think about all kinds of things. The day ahead, that you're feeling perhaps bored or excited or calm or achy. You might be wondering if you're any good at this. Don't worry, the mind loves to keep busy. This is just its nature. Once you learn how to tame it, practice becomes easier. Continue breathing in and out. And as the practice finishes, keeping your eyes closed, gently wiggle your fingers and toes and bring your attention back to the room. Notice how your mind and body feel. You'll find as you continue mindfulness practice, this state of still awareness will become more and more accessible to you. There's just one catch. Similar to exercise, which requires regularity, mindfulness takes practice. It's not enough to just read about it or think about it. You actually have to apply it in order for it to work. The longer you stick with this series, the easier it will become. Now open your eyes. Congratulations for completing day 1 of the 7 days of calm. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow for session 2, where we'll be introducing a breathing technique called noting to help bring our minds back to the here and now. Have a great day, and we'll see you then. Welcome to day 2 of the 7 days of calm. Now that you've had a taste of perhaps your first meditation practice, you've begun to get a sense of what it's about. Some people have misconceptions that meditation's a strange mystical activity that involves zoning out or withdrawing from the world. but it's actually the opposite of those things. It's rather an active practice that involves deepening our concentration and continually returning to the present moment. This process offers insight into ourselves and wakes us up to the here and now. As you may have noticed yesterday, staying in the here and now can be a challenging feat, which is why regular practice is so important. With time, you'll start bringing the concentration and awareness you develop during practice into the real world. That's when you'll notice real benefits like no longer being hijacked by your emotions, or finding you're more resilient to stress. Maybe you'll notice a newfound acceptance, patience, and compassion towards yourself and others. Then there's all those medical benefits, such as balancing our nervous system and stabilizing our emotional and mental states, increased focus and creativity, and the ability to fight disease and heal deep-rooted pain. First things first, though. Like anything, before you reap the benefits, you have to invest the time, which means a daily practice like the one you've begun. So today, we're going to practice a mindfulness exercise called noting that's going to build on the breathing technique we introduced yesterday. This will help develop and sustain our concentration. Start by sitting comfortably, either on a cushion or upright in a chair. Keep your back straight in a position that exudes wakefulness, but that isn't stiff or tense. Close your eyes and bring your attention to where your body makes contact with your cushion or chair. Then begin to relax your breathing. Breathe in and out in a natural rhythm, following the breath. Don't anticipate it. Let it guide the way. Follow the breath as it enters the body and as it leaves the body, in and out. On your next inhale, as the breath enters the body, mentally note that you are breathing in. And as you exhale, note you are breathing out. As you breathe in, think to yourself the actual words breathing in. And as you exhale, think the words breathing out. The purpose of this is to help concentrate the mind. Once it feels focused, you can stop the practice of mental noting if you'd like, and just continue following the breath. Now I'll offer some time to practice, noting the words breathing in on the inhale and breathing out on the exhale. Don't be surprised if your mind feels scattered. This is its nature. It loves to think and ponder and analyze. You may find yourself reminiscing, thinking about your day, or perhaps you're judging your practice. When this happens and you notice the mind wandering, gently bring it back to the breath. Mental noting helps still the thinking mind. It can be a useful way to interrupt the incessant flow of chatter and activity. As long as you find it helpful, continue to note the breath as it enters and leaves your body, mentally repeating the words, breathing in as you inhale and breathing out as you exhale. Notice if your mind is concentrated or if it's wandered off. Don't feel disappointed or frustrated with yourself if it has. Thinking can be a powerful distraction, making it challenging to stay in the here and now. It's easy for us to drift away. So each time you notice you're lost in thought, gently return to the breath. It's waiting for you to pick it up right where you left off. Once again, if you're finding it helpful, note your breathing as a way to deepen concentration. Breathing in and breathing out. And as the practice finishes, keeping your eyes closed, gently wiggle your fingers and toes and bring your attention back to the room. Take a moment to notice how you feel. If you found it challenging to keep a steady mind, don't judge yourself or your practice. Most of us find sitting in stillness difficult at first because we're so used to focusing on many things at once. The more you meditate, the longer you'll be able to maintain steady concentration. Now gently open your eyes. Congratulations for completing day 2 of the 7 days of calm. I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for day 3, where we'll be doing a relaxing body scan to practice the art of paying attention, the cornerstone of mindfulness. Welcome back for day 3 of the 7 days of calm. To build on the concentration exercise from yesterday, Today, we're going to explore a new practice to purposefully pay attention, which is really what mindfulness is all about. You'd think this would be easier to do than it is, but our minds have this habit of being in constant motion. They continually wander between thoughts and worries, daydreams and ruminations. And of course, the thoughts we ruminate and obsess about are usually thoughts of the past and the future. Since there's nothing we can do to alter the events of the past, and the future has yet to unfold, the present moment is really the only one that counts. How many times have you gone on a date or had a job interview and then ruminated about how you messed it up when you actually had no idea how it was going to work out? How many times have you stayed up all night worrying about something that hadn't yet happened and was totally out of your control? Meditating helps us recognize how often we're caught up in thought. Because we're observing what's going on, it becomes clear how often we're stuck in the past and future, and that ruminating and worrying isn't really that helpful. Noticing our perpetual running commentary is the first step to releasing ourselves from it, allowing for a shift in perspective and contentment to grow. So for today's meditation, we're going to practice paying attention through a guided body scan. Start by sitting comfortably with a straight back and close your eyes. Then let your body begin to relax. As you become still, bring your attention to your breath. Notice how it draws into your body and as it leaves your body. You don't have to do anything special or regulate it in any way. Just breathe naturally. Notice how your breath feels as it draws in on the inhale and out on the exhale. With each out-breath, let your body become heavy, sinking deeper into your chair or cushion, breathing in and out. Now bring your attention to the top of your head and scalp, feeling whatever's happening in this area. You might feel tingling or heat, throbbing or soft vibrations. There may be strong sensation, or you might not feel much at all. The specifics of what you notice aren't important. All that matters is you experience whatever is there. Now lower your attention to your forehead, face, jaw, and chin, where we store tension through the day. Allow the muscles in your face to soften. Notice any sensation in your ears, your temples, and the back of the head. On the next out-breath, let that sensation dissolve. Lower your focus to the neck, letting the throat and sides and back of the neck soften. Notice any sensation that arises on the surface of the skin or deeper within. Now bring your attention to your shoulders, noticing if there's tension or strain, or if you don't feel much in this region at all. Whatever you observe is perfectly fine. Breathe into your shoulders gently, and if any parts feel tight, allow them to relax. Now bring your attention to your arms, noticing any sensations that are there, any coolness or heat, any tingling or pressure. On the next out-breath, allow them to soften. Extend your awareness down the arms, towards the wrists, palms, and fingers. Direct your breath into these areas, relaxing into stillness. Now come to the chest, observing the rise and fall of each breath. Notice how the lungs expand and contract, and observe how this feels. Direct your attention to the top of your back and experience whatever is there. There may be some intensity, as this is an area where we commonly hold stress. Once you've had a chance to observe what's present, let that sensation dissolve. Slowly lower your attention to your middle and lower back, paying attention to what's there. Try not to judge the sensations you feel. Don't label them as good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant. If you notice any tension or warmth or discomfort, just observe what's there and let it soften. Moving your focus around to your abdomen, noticing it expanding, filling up with air, then slowly emptying on the exhale. Observe any sensations that arise as you breathe in and out. Then bring your attention to your pelvis and notice where your body makes contact with the ground or your chair, observing whatever is present. Hardness, softness, any pain or tingling. You're not trying to change what's going on or get anywhere. Just see if you can hold whatever's happening in awareness, observing things exactly as they are. Now scan your legs. Observe your thighs. Notice where they make contact with your cushion or the chair. Breathe in and let go, sinking deeper. Lower your attention to your knees and breathe into this area gently. Notice your shins and calves. Is there itching or tingling or pressure? Simply notice what's there. Then let your legs soften and tensions release. When you're ready, breathe into your ankles, your feet, and toes. Let them relax and become soft. Breathing in and out, sinking into a state of relaxed awareness. Notice how paying attention to the entire length of your body feels, experiencing it exactly as it is in the present moment. The more we pay attention to our bodies and minds, the more insight we'll have into ourselves. And as the practice finishes, keeping your eyes closed, bring your attention to your whole body, gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Come back to the room and slowly open your eyes. Congratulations for completing day 3 of the 7 days of calm. Tomorrow we'll continue our journey where we'll be pulling ourselves out of autopilot with a new mindfulness technique. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Come to day 4 of the 7 days of calm. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to slip into autopilot? Most of the time we think we're present, but we're often just going through the motions. For example, think about the way we drive. When first starting out, we're extremely aware of our surroundings and the rules of the road. We brake when the lights turn red. We pay attention to things like how close other vehicles are to our car or how slippery the road is. And we're constantly on the lookout for pedestrians. Once we're comfortable driving, though, none of these actions require the same amount of attention they once did. Thinking's no longer required. Now instead, we get in the car, turn on the ignition, and cruise along on autopilot, driving without conscious thought. The same goes for anything. Our relationships, our jobs, the way we consume food, everything we do. Now that we've begun some basic techniques to still our concentration, we'll vary it up with a different practice to help us get off of autopilot and step into the present. Start by finding a comfortable position, relax, and close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your body. Take a deep breath and release it fully. There's nothing else to do, nowhere else to be. Settle into this time, this place, this moment. Now place your focus on the breath. Breathe in and out naturally. Pay close attention to the full length of the inhale and the full length of the exhale. Whenever the mind gets lost, just bring it back to the breath. As you breathe, notice the pull of your attention. Distractions will come in forms of thoughts and ideas, body sensations, and sounds. Each time you notice you're pulled away, notice the pull, and then simply come back to the breath. I'll let you continue practicing on your own, breathing in and out, in and out. When we first start to notice the pull of distraction, most of us catch ourselves after we've been pulled away from the breath, already lost deep in thought. It could be seconds, minutes, or even the entire practice. But as we continue paying attention to the pull, we begin to notice it earlier, After a while, we're noticing the pull as it's happening rather than after. This is tremendous progress. Each time you get pulled away by thought or distraction, mentally say to yourself, thinking, then let the thought dissolve, return to the breath, and pay attention, moment by moment. By making efforts to observe what's happening, we're able to notice how quickly our thoughts skip around from one idea to the next, interrupting each other with a will of their own. When we're stuck on autopilot, our thoughts, feelings, and distractions just appear and take us on a ride. Being able to recognize them allows us to step off that ride if it's not one we want to take. As you sit, notice the pull towards thoughts of the past, plans for the day, sounds, or sensations. Each time you get caught up, notice you've been pulled away from the breath, asking, where is my mind right now? Then gently, patiently, bring it back. We've been stuck in autopilot for so long and have grown accustomed to being pulled around by every thought, emotion, and sensation, we have to train new muscles, the same way we train our bodies in a gym. Through meditation, we're training our minds. So deliberately notice the pull away from the breath, mentally say to yourself, thinking, and return to your point of attention, over and over. Keep in mind, the more often you notice when you're cruising on autopilot, the more awareness becomes a habit. And why do we want to enhance awareness? Well, how often do we eat our food without really tasting it? How many times do we converse with someone only to realize we've totally lost track of what's being said and perhaps missed out on something important? Using mindfulness to develop the habit of returning to the present significantly enhances and improves the quality of our lives. And as we approach the end of practice, keeping your eyes closed, wiggle your fingers and toes, and bring your attention back to the room. Notice if there's a spaciousness in your body and mind. Though it's not visible right away, as you continue practicing, slowly over time, you'll begin noticing when you've fallen into autopilot, not necessarily doing things because of choice, but because of habit. With time, you'll begin pulling yourself back to the present moment, the same way we've been practicing pulling ourselves back to the breath. Congratulations for completing day 4 of the 7 days of calm. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for session 5, where we'll be exploring the value of non-doing. Welcome to day 5 of the 7 days of calm. Today we're going to talk about one of the challenges of meditation, stopping and taking the time to do it. For many of us, putting a pause on productivity is difficult. We love to feel like we're getting somewhere and accomplishing things. We've become addicted to visible progress. Therefore, sitting and meditating to some might appear to be inactive and unproductive. There's nothing further from the truth. The daily rush against the clock provides the illusion that the more we do and the more we accomplish is what drives our success. This is a misinformed and counterintuitive belief. As we fill up every moment, we leave no space to observe what's going on in our minds and bodies, no opportunity for clarity and insight, no room for rest, recovery, and healing, or for creativity and new ideas to be born. So there's tremendous value in this time you're spending in stillness and non-doing. Start today's practice by finding a comfortable spot where you can settle in with a relaxed yet wakeful posture. Close your eyes, allowing the spine to be tall. Let your shoulders fall naturally and keep your chest open. Begin to relax your breath, observing its flow as you inhale and exhale. With each breath, settle deeper into your body, relaxing any obvious tension you may be holding. As you continue to breathe naturally, bring your awareness to how your body feels as a whole, sensing if there's any stress or anxiety, tightness or fatigue. Whatever comes up is fine. Just notice how you feel in this moment. Observing your body, on your next inhale, take notice of where you feel the breath most clearly. It may be the abdomen as it rises and falls. It may be the chest as it expands and contracts. Or it may be the base of the nostrils, where the air flows above the upper lip. Wherever you notice your breath most clearly, let that become your focus of attention. Breathe in and out, keeping your mind concentrated on just the breath, nothing but the breath. As you sit, your mind will likely wander off to your daily list of things to do. We're tempted to dive into our thoughts as we've come to believe they require immediate attention. But as urgent as they feel, all thoughts, all activities, whatever lists you have, can wait. It's a refreshing change to do something without an agenda, where the only goal is to see what's going on. Give yourself permission to put a brief pause on your mental activity, creating a calm you can take with you through the day. Let yourself settle into stillness, remaining aware of your breath as it flows in and out, following each inhale to its end and each exhale to its completion. Notice if your mind is busy or quiet, knowing that thoughts flow and emotions come and go. Accept whatever comes up without judgment. Use this time to observe, quiet, and declutter. Develop comfort sitting in the state of being rather than doing, a state where you can heal, recharge, and train your mind to return to the only moment that matters, this moment, this time, this place. Continue to follow your breath from the start of each exhale to its completion, breathing in and out. For most of us, the act of doing is difficult to stop. We don't think twice about running ourselves to the ground, working overtime, because of our belief that nonstop action will get us further ahead. Of course, what ends up happening is we end up exhausted, sick, or burnt out. There's a reason it takes the bulk of our vacation to finally unwind. If we meditate and learn to pay attention to when we need to stop on a regular basis, we'll notice unwinding won't take nearly as long. So today, as a way to bring this peaceful state into your daily life, when you notice you're feeling rushed or stressed, overwhelmed or anxious, take a few minutes to stop and bring your attention to the breath. It's something you can do at your desk, on a walk, or anywhere. Remind yourself of the value of non-doing and give yourself permission to take a few minutes to slow down, observe, and recharge. And as the practice finishes, keeping your eyes closed, bring your attention back to the room. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes, and notice how your mind and body feel after resting in a state of non-doing. Now slowly open your eyes. Congratulations for completing day 5 of the 7 days of calm. Tomorrow we'll explore one of the most important qualities cultivated through the practice of mindfulness, patience. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Come to day 6 of the 7 days of calm. Today we're going to explore one of the most important qualities we want to bring into our mindfulness practice, patience. As we've mentioned, meditation isn't about getting anywhere. It's not a contest or a race. There's no rushing through one breath to get to the next. Therefore, we want to bring a mind of patience to our practice. The type of patience we often find difficult to offer ourselves when, for instance, we don't feel like we measure up to our expectations, or if we have a failure. So many of us have come to expect perfection from ourselves, from others, and our circumstances. This expectation, however, is, for the most part, an unrealistic goal that leads to frustration, disappointment, and self-criticism. So use this practice as an opportunity to cultivate and strengthen the quality of patience. Start by finding yourself a quiet place to sit where you won't be disturbed, either on a cushion with your legs crossed or on a chair with your feet flat on the floor. Sit comfortably with a straight back and close your eyes. Bring your attention to your body and begin to relax. As you become more and more still, place your focus on the breath. Notice how it draws into your body and as it leaves your body. Not trying to change it in any way, just breathing naturally. With each out-breath, let your body become heavy, sinking deeper into your chair or cushion. Now take a deep breath in, and at the very end of the inhale, mentally count 1. At the end of your exhale, when the lungs are completely empty of air, count 2. Take a long breath in, repeating the pattern, counting 1. And when the lungs are empty of air, count 2. Your breathing should be natural, not forced in any way. The counting doesn't lead the breath. The counting follows the breath. Use this technique to strengthen your concentration until you no longer require it and feel your mind has stilled. Continue to breathe in and out. Each time you notice your attention has wandered, gently bring it back to your breath, patiently, compassionately. Meditation offers us the chance to see how easily we fall into a mind of impatience. We aren't used to staying when we feel bored or restless. We get frustrated with ourselves for not concentrating hard enough or getting caught up in thought. These are perfect opportunities to test out a new response of patience that, if we practice enough through meditation, eventually becomes habitual in our day-to-day lives. If you still find the counting technique helpful, continue to mentally count 1 on the inhale, and as you follow the exhale to its end, count 2. Follow the natural rhythm of the breath, in and out. Mindfulness isn't about attaining perfection. It's a practice of acceptance. This means letting ourselves off the hook when we inevitably become distracted. It doesn't matter how many times we lose our concentration. What matters is how we respond to ourselves each time it happens, that we return to the breath lovingly and kindly. This is the practice, not allowing ourselves to get stirred up because we didn't get it right. So observe, watch the breath, practicing attentive awareness with a steady patience. The more we can bring patience into our practice, the more often we'll automatically be able to offer it to ourselves and others in everyday life. When we cultivate patience, we begin to resist grabbing the first thing we think we want. We stop reacting as quickly to situations and are able to respond more thoughtfully. We find compassion where we may have lacked it, and most of all, recognize the peace that comes with it. So, if possible today, pay attention to when you feel frustrated or self-critical. Rather than berate yourself, see if you can try offering some patience and compassion just to see how that feels. We all need more patience. We all need more compassion. When better a time to develop the habit than now? And as the practice finishes, gently wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing your attention back to the room. Notice how the act of returning to your breath with a gentle patience makes you feel. Now slowly open your eyes. Congratulations on completing day 6 of the 7 days of calm. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for day 7, where we'll be deepening awareness by focusing on sensation. Welcome back to day 7 of the 7 days of calm. So today's an exciting session. The reason is that we're going to be integrating really everything we've learned so far. This includes practicing mindful breathing techniques with strong concentration, recognizing the pull of distraction and returning to the present, all the while remaining in a patient state of non-doing. We'll also be expanding upon one last mindfulness concept, awareness. First, I'm going to share a brief parable. A student once asked his teacher, "Tell me, what is enlightenment?" The teacher replied, "When you're hungry, eat. When you're tired, sleep." It's amazing how common it is for us to lack awareness of even the simplest of things. We forget to eat when we're busy, even though our stomachs are growling. We overeat because we're anxious. We fail to get to bed early, even though we're exhausted. And even when we experience chronic stress due to an unhealthy relationship or job, we refuse to recognize it might be time for a change. The truth is, we're often unaware of what's going on in our bodies, thoughts, and emotions. Awareness is when we investigate and observe our inner workings, our environment, and our circumstances. It helps us realize what we're feeling, and based on that, what choices we need to make. Awareness is the first step to change, because we can't create change unless we're aware that it needs to take place. So with awareness comes freedom. Today in our meditation practice, we'll focus on awareness of the sensations in our bodies. To start, find a comfortable position. Rest your hands gently on your knees or cup them softly in your lap. Then close your eyes. Keep your upper body straight in a posture that allows the breath to flow easily without constriction. Allow your face and chest to be soft. Take a few deep breaths and settle into awareness of your body. Feel your breath flow in and out in the areas of your chest, abdomen, or nostrils, wherever you feel the breath the strongest. Follow it in and out. Let the breath become your anchor. Observe it with awareness as it enters and leaves your body, breathing in and out. Now let's move our awareness from the breath to sensation. Start by scanning your body from top to bottom. Move from your head to your face, your neck to your shoulders, your chest and abdomen, your upper and lower back, pelvis, and sit bones, your left arm and right arm, your left leg and right leg. Scan slowly, moving your attention from part to part, noting any sensation you feel along the way. You might notice parts of your body feel heavy or light, hot or cold. There might be a prickling sensation or itching sensation, a throbbing sensation or relaxing sensation. Whatever you feel is fine. Simply notice whatever comes into your field of awareness. You may find that in certain parts of your body, you feel no sensation at all. If that's the case, you may want to go slower, spending more time going from part to part, observing what's there. If you still don't feel sensation, that's fine. It's the awareness of what you notice that's important, not the object. Perhaps you feel it's warm in the room. Just experience the warmth and allow any thoughts of changing the temperature to float by. Notice how it feels to be aware of sensation without immediately reacting to it. Try not to label what you notice. Simply observe it without judgment or story. Enjoy the state of effortless awareness. When the mind is distracted by thought, that's fine. When you get pulled away into sensation, simply notice it. If you observe strong emotions, just remain aware. Having distractions interrupt your practice doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It's part of the practice for this to happen. Even after meditating for years, this will happen. All that matters is you bring patient, non-judgmental awareness to what's happening. Practice working with your thoughts and emotions the same way you're working with sensation, pure awareness without labeling or judging. Then gently redirect your attention back to sensation, slowly scanning up and down your body, natural breathing in and out. Awareness is our teacher. When you're hungry, eat. When you're tired, sleep. The more awareness we can bring to our lives, the more we're able to see that we can shape our lives. When we apply awareness, the past doesn't have to dictate our future. We can push outside of our comfort zone, make new choices, and take new actions. With awareness, the path ahead is ours to create. So as the practice finishes, gently wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing your attention back to the room. Notice how your mind and body feel after sitting in still awareness. Congratulations on completing the 7 Days of Calm, an introductory mindfulness program. Now that you've gotten started, the key to progression is to keep up your practice. The longer you stick with it, the easier it will become and the more benefits you'll notice in everyday life. If you enjoyed this series and are interested in continuing your practice, please join us for our follow-up 21-day program. Here we'll be digging much deeper into the essence of mindfulness, exploring practices, tools, and techniques that build upon what we've offered in these initial sessions. You'll learn how to experience emotions without being hijacked by them, how to soften anger and strengthen compassion. You'll learn how to break habits and develop resilience, all the while finding home in the present moment so life feels more effortless, more joyful, more calm. Now gently open your eyes. I hope you've enjoyed participating in the 7 Days of Calm. I look forward to continuing the journey with our 21-day mindfulness program to enhance and transform your life.